It was a stormy and dark night. Ahmed was driving his car on a deserted road in the countryside. He was trying to return home after a long day of work in the city. He was tired and disturbed after a tough day. He wished he could be with his wife and young son, who were waiting for him at home. Suddenly, his car stopped without any clear reason, and he heard a disturbing sound coming from the engine. Ahmed tried to restart the engine but failed. He looked at the fuel gauge and saw it was empty. He didn't understand how that happened, as he had filled the fuel tank before leaving the city. He felt anxious and afraid. He was in the middle of nowhere, with no car or building in sight. He looked at his phone but found no signal. His phone was his only means of communication with the outside world. He tried to search for a network but found nothing. He felt despair and isolation. Ahmed was stranded there and no one knew his whereabouts. He wondered what his wife and son would do if he didn't return home. He wondered what would happen to him if he stayed there all night. Ahmed decided to leave the car and search for help. Perhaps there was a house or a farm nearby. Perhaps there was someone who could assist him. He took his phone, keys, and flashlight. He got out of the car and closed the door behind him. He felt the cold. Lightning illuminated the darkness, and thunder shook the ground. Rain was pouring heavily, soaking his clothes and hair. Ahmed began walking along the side of the road, holding his flashlight. He hoped to find a sign or signal that would guide him in the right direction. But all he saw were trees, fields, and hills. There was no light or movement in the distance. He felt loneliness and fear. He felt like he was in another world, far away from everything. He walked for half an hour without finding anything. He felt tired, hungry, and thirsty. He thought about returning to his car and waiting until morning. Perhaps someone would pass by and help him. But at that moment, he saw something in the distance. Something big and dark, protruding among the trees. Something resembling a house. Ahmed felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps this house was inhabited. Perhaps there was someone who could help him. He decided to go to it, hoping to find someone there. He increased his pace, ignoring the fatigue and cold. But as he approached the house, he felt something else. Something inexplicable. Something terrifying. The house was old and abandoned. Its windows were broken, and its doors were cracked. Its walls were peeling, and its roof was pierced. Its garden was filled with weeds and debris. There was something wrong with this house. Something frightening and repulsive. Something evil. Ahmed stood in front of the front door. He hesitated to enter. He felt that he shouldn't be there. He felt that this house wasn't for him. He felt that there was something waiting for him inside. Something he didn't want to see. But he didn't have any other choice. He needed help. He needed to contact his wife and son. He needed to get out of here. Ahmed gently pushed the door and heard the wood crack. He entered the house and called out, "Is anyone there?" He didn't hear any response. He felt a pang of fear. The house was dark and dilapidated. He saw bloodstains on the floor and walls. He also saw upside-down pictures of a happy family. Ahmed wondered what happened here. Who were these people? And where are they now? Ahmed continued to walk, searching for a landline phone or... Ahmed stretched his hand with difficulty, grasping his phone and lifting it to his ear. He said weakly, "My love, I'm sorry. I'm in danger. I'm in an abandoned house. On a road. I don't know where. There's a child. Trying to..." He couldn't finish the sentence. A sharp pain pierced his chest. He felt intense agony. Life seemed to slip away from him. He glanced at the child and caught sight of his sinister smile. His gaze shifted to the knife, stained with his blood. Then, to his phone, displaying his wife's name. Finally, to the sky, illuminated by lightning. Then, darkness enveloped him. "Ahmed! Ahmed! What's happening? Are you okay? Ahmed! Ahmed! Answer me!" His wife's voice echoed through the phone, filled with tears. He couldn't respond. He was motionless,